Imagine standing beneath the blazing African sun more than 1 million years ago. Around you, every mammal is wrapped in thick fur, except one strange creature whose skin is almost bare. At first glance, humans seem nearly hairless. But here's the astonishing truth. Your body is covered by nearly 5 million hair follicles, almost the same number as a chimpanzee. So why did evolution erase most of our visible fur, while stubbornly preserving hair on the scalp, eyebrows, armpits, the face, and even the most private parts of the body? The answer reveals one of evolution's greatest masterpieces. To understand why our bodies look so different from other primates, we must travel back to the African savannas nearly 1.5 million years ago. This was the moment when our ancestors, especially Homo erectus, abandoned the safety of dense forests and entered an unforgiving landscape where survival depended not on strength, but endurance. Every hunt became a marathon beneath relentless sunlight. Most mammals solve overheating by panting. Humans took a radically different path. Evolution transformed our skin into an extraordinary cooling system packed with millions of eccrine sweat glands. As sweat evaporated, it carried heat away far more efficiently than thick fur ever could. Gradually, dense body hair became a disadvantage, trapping heat instead of releasing it. This adaptation unlocked one of humanity's most remarkable hunting strategies: persistence hunting. Rather than outrunning antelopes in short bursts, our ancestors simply kept running. Hour after hour, under temperatures exceeding 40 degrees Celsius, prey eventually collapsed from heat exhaustion while the human body continued cooling itself through constant sweating. But evolution rarely discards a feature without a reason. If body hair disappeared because it hindered survival, why were certain patches carefully preserved? Why keep thick hair on the scalp, eyebrows above the eyes, or coarse hair in places hidden beneath clothing? That mystery is where the real story begins. If evolution worked so hard to remove body hair, why did it stubbornly protect certain areas? The answer is surprisingly elegant. Evolution didn't simply erase hair. It redesigned its map. Start with the hair on your head. Standing upright exposed the human skull directly to the scorching African sun. Our growing brains consumed enormous amounts of energy and were dangerously sensitive to heat. Thick scalp hair became a natural shield, blocking solar radiation while still allowing sweat to evaporate. Curly hair, in particular, creates an insulating layer of air that keeps the scalp cooler than bare skin under intense sunlight. Now consider the hair hidden beneath your arms and around the groin. At first glance, it seems unnecessary, yet these regions contain apocrine sweat glands that produce unique body odors after puberty. Hair traps and slowly disperses these scent molecules, allowing subtle chemical signals to travel farther. Some researchers even suggest these odors may have helped our ancestors identify genetically compatible partners. At the same time, this coarse hair reduced friction during walking, running, and intimate contact, while providing an additional barrier against dirt and irritation. But here's a question for you. If humans had never invented clothing or deodorant, do you think we would still remove our body hair today? Let me know your answer in the comments. I'd love to hear your perspective before we uncover the next surprising clues hidden right above your eyes. The next time you look into a mirror, don't focus on your eyes. Look just above them. Your eyebrows may seem like a cosmetic feature, but long before makeup existed, they were essential survival tools. They divert sweat away from the eyes, preserving clear vision during exhausting hunts beneath the African sun. More importantly, eyebrows became one of humanity's earliest communication systems. A raised brow could signal curiosity. A furrowed one could warn of danger. Even today, neuroscientists have found that people recognize emotions remarkably well from eyebrow movement alone, sometimes even faster than from the eyes themselves. Then there are your eyelashes. Tiny, fragile, yet engineered with astonishing precision. Studies have shown that in many mammals, the ideal eyelash length is roughly 1/3 of the width of the eye. This creates a miniature aerodynamic barrier, redirecting airflow to reduce dust, pollen, and microscopic debris without blocking vision. It's a design refined by millions of years of natural selection. And what about the nearly invisible hairs covering your arms? Hidden beneath each one are specialized nerve endings that respond best to slow, gentle strokes, the exact speed of a comforting caress from a parent, a partner, or a close friend. These tiny hairs help transform touch into emotional connection. Have you ever noticed getting goosebumps from music or an emotional moment? Stay with me. because that strange reaction, and even the male beard, may be among evolution's oldest surviving messages. Have you ever felt goosebumps while listening to an incredible piece of music? Or during a powerful speech that sent chills down your spine? It may feel emotional, but the reaction itself is ancient. Millions of years ago, when our ancestors were covered in thick fur, tiny muscles attached to each hair would contract whenever danger or cold appeared. The raised hairs trapped a layer of warm air and made the body appear larger to predators. Today, most of our fur is gone, but the biological machinery remains. Every time your skin erupts in goosebumps, you're witnessing a survival program written deep inside your nervous system long before civilization ever existed. Then there's the male beard, another evolutionary mystery. Unlike scalp hair, beards appear only after puberty, driven by testosterone. From an evolutionary perspective, many scientists believe beards functioned as visual signals of maturity, health, and social status. A thick beard could make the jaw appear larger, the face more intimidating, and potentially reduce the need for physical confrontation by broadcasting strength before a fight even began. Much like a lion's mane, it may have communicated dominance without a single word. But here's something fascinating to think about. If these traits once helped our ancestors survive, what happens when modern beauty standards encourage us to shave, wax, or remove them completely? The answer says as much about today's world as it does about our prehistoric past. Walk into any modern bathroom, and you'll find razors, wax strips, laser treatments, deodorants, and shelves filled with products promising perfectly smooth skin. In just a few generations, we've transformed features that evolution preserved for millions of years into things many people choose to remove. This doesn't mean shaving or hair removal is wrong. Hygiene, comfort, culture, and personal preference all play important roles. But it does reveal something fascinating. Our environment has changed far faster than our biology. Evolution shaped our bodies for life on open savannas, not inside climate-controlled buildings. Hair that once protected sensitive skin, reduced friction, dispersed natural scent signals, or helped communicate social maturity, now exists in a world with clothing, medicine, air conditioning, and entirely new standards of beauty. Biologists call this phenomenon evolutionary mismatch, when ancient adaptations meet a modern environment they were never designed for. Our genes still remember the Stone Age, even though our lifestyles belong to the 21st century. So perhaps the next time you notice a patch of body hair, goosebumps on your arm, or the first gray hairs appearing in the mirror, don't see them as imperfections. See them as living fossils. Small reminders that your body is carrying the story of countless generations who survived long before history was ever written. In our final chapter, we'll discover why understanding these ancient clues can completely change the way you see your own body forever. Your body is far more than skin and hair. It is a living archive, shaped by millions of years of evolution. Every eyebrow, every strand of hair, every goosebump tells a story of survival, adaptation, and the extraordinary journey that transformed ancient primates into modern humans. The next time you look in the mirror, remember, you are looking at one of evolution's greatest masterpieces. If you enjoyed this documentary, please subscribe and leave a like to support the channel. And tell us in the comments, which part of the human body do you think has the most surprising evolutionary story? Your answer might inspire our next Ancient Humans documentary.